Hi you guys, it's Tiffany at Single Mom Budgeting, and today we're going to be doing our monthly budget for the month of July. If it sounds a little bit echoey in here, it is because I cleaned out my office space and I now have an office. I'm super excited about this. I shared this over on Instagram. I am trying to be more active on Facebook as well, so if you guys aren't following me over on Facebook, make sure you go and do that. I will link everything down below in the description box. I have been home for the last 2 weeks. My daughter did have her spinal fusion. She does have scoliosis, so I have been home with her on FMLA. I actually decided to go ahead and take 1 more week off of work so that I can just make sure that she is ready to be home by herself. I think it was the right decision for her and for myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this. I will try and chit chat with you guys while I'm doing this. You guys know I always get sidetracked. Also, the cats are in here, so I'm hoping that they don't get too incredibly loud. I feel like one of them might start scratching away at something. Okay, so I already did this over on Instagram. I filled out my bill tracker, so we're gonna be taking all of our bills from here and putting them over here. One of the things that I do want to mention, I don't know how much I have mentioned here on YouTube, but my place of work, my full-time job, has become very toxic. It's a toxic workplace. They do exist, you guys, they do exist. And the last 2 weeks of being home has really made me realize that this single mom budgeting is what I want to do. I love creating content. I love showing up and doing this. I know I'm not the best on YouTube, but I am working 40 hours a week. My commute is probably at least an hour, if not longer. And my office is now moving farther away from where I live, and my new commute will be 2.5 hours. I just feel like it's kind of taking away from what I really want to do. I also signed up for school, and I hope to be going back in the fall semester. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to be doing just yet. I am kind of looking into marketing or business, maybe something like equine related, because where we live, we are kind of near a lot of farms and the equestrian industry. Also, my daughter, she rides, so that's something that she wants to do as well. I used to ride when I was her age, and I think it might be something to look into. I have no idea. I know when I was younger, when I graduated high school, I actually wanted to go to Daytona Beach Community College for communications. And that is kind of what this is, single mom budgeting, content creating, social media management. I would love to kind of have a small business of my own, like freelance work, social media management. That's something that I am also very interested in. I would love to just be able to do something that I am passionate about, and that is helping other people. What I do now is not very fulfilling at my full-time job. That tied in with the toxic work environment is just, it's not a very good mix. So it's really hard for me to think about going back to the office. So I'm just doing what I need to do while I'm home, and I'm working hard on this, and then we will just see what happens when I return. All right, so that's a little bit of an update. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna write July up here, okay? And I love my little office. This really helps me feel so much more productive and motivated. I just love it. Okay, I always go back because I know what today's date is. And I do want to create more products. I would love to look more into a new manufacturer for my budget planners. I know that these are costly. I do have a worksheet bundle that you can purchase that is much more cost effective, and you can go ahead, you can reprint the worksheets as many times as you would like. save them to your computer as like a PDF. So that is also an option. Okay, so we're gonna write, I don't know how many days there are in the month of July. So I'm thinking that there's 31 because there's 30 days in June, but I'm gonna stop at 30 just because I'm not 100%. Okay, so the first bill is going to be our rent. So I will write that here. Rent is $11.50, and then my electric bill. My electric bill, that's not the actual amount, I believe. I know it's higher. That's because we had an early birthday party for my daughter, and there was a water slide. So it just ran the pump a lot longer, so it ran up the electric bill. Also, it's summer in Florida. All right, Netflix is $9.05. Spectrum, now that is my internet. This, I think I've actually already paid this. Did I spell that right? Sure. 60. Okay, now onto Apple. This is Apple storage. All right, I'll tell you, it's been such a treat to be at home with my daughter. I will say that. And I think that also has made me realize a lot of other things too. I mean, she's, I've only got a short amount of time left with her before she is, a young adult, and, I'm not in a rush to have her move out, but if she wants to, she will be able to, and she does plan on going to college, so that's kind of, it's bittersweet, and I would love to be able to do this, work for myself, work from home, closer to home. That's just such a long commute, you guys. It's just really hard for me to think about on so many levels. All right, and then Credit One, I'm working really, really hard to pay this Credit One credit card off. So her surgery it went well. It went really good. These last 2 weeks have been rough. We knew that it was going to be rough, but nothing can really prepare you for what you go through with something like this. And if you have never witnessed your child pass out before, that is scary. It was traumatic for her and for myself. But she is okay, and that is all that matters. I don't know why I always put the zeros on there. Okay, now what I am going to do is, so today is payday, but because of a holiday, we actually got our paycheck on the 3rd. But you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm just going to go ahead and mark it here. Just because. So, and also I've been saving a lot of money on gas because I have not had to really drive anywhere. So that's been really nice. Gas is like, I fill up at least once a week. So I'm at $200 at least a month. Okay, so with this paycheck, Apple, Spotify, my Chase credit card, my credit card debt is something that I am working really hard to pay off. Any additional income that I am earning from social media right now is going to go towards my credit card debt. So I really hope to get that paid off as quickly as possible. I'm gonna go ahead because these bills would have been paid with my previous paycheck. So we'll do that too. I'm not going to highlight my rent, or should I? I'll go ahead and I'll do it, but I'll just explain, like, this is from another account. I have a separate checking account, so this comes from a whole other account. So it wouldn't technically be used for a specific paycheck. It's just easier for me to split my rent between each paycheck. So there is that. This is our budget calendar for the month of July. The bills that I will be paying will be the Apple bill, Spotify, Chase, and my State Farm bill as well. The total amount for all of my bills is $1,897.65. That is for the month of July, just based off of these bills that I have here. It amazes me because the 3 debt payments that I have equal $262. I just can only imagine what I would do with that much money. And let's just do the math here. 262 times 12. I would be able to pay one of my Chase credit cards off completely with this amount of money and still have a little bit left over in 1 year, which that's just crazy. Just based off of like this and what my income with my full-time job that I have now is. So I have been applying left and right to multiple jobs. I revamped my resume to include social media just because single mom budgeting, I've built this from the ground up. This community is amazing. It's one thing that I didn't really expect. I didn't go into this looking to grow for an income, but I see other people earning an income off of it. I am now earning some kind of income off of it, and I love it. It just gives me so much more freedom. I work 24/7, essentially. If you're an entrepreneur, you work 24/7, but I love the freedom and the flexibility that I have with my schedule, and I don't have to worry about ending up in a toxic work environment, which is so good, so nice. So I'm gonna continue working away on this. I think it is laid on my heart for a reason, and I'm gonna keep on working towards that. And I don't know, who knows what happens next week. Anything can happen. So I am going to leave y'all with that, and until my next video, I will talk to y'all later. Love you, bye.